Hello and welcome. We have breaking news. Are Armenia and Azerbaijan pulling Turkey and Russia into their war? The latest news from Armenia are that Armenia is actually calling for Article 4 of their treaty of the CSTO. Yesterday, the news was they were only asking for Article 2, which was support, but not military support. Now they are asking for military support, which would be the equivalent to Article 5 within NATO, that the other CSTO member states would have to come to aid Armenia militarily in repulsing the Azerbaijani attacks on Armenian territory and evict our Azerbaijani troops from their territory. Now, this has to be put into some perspective. An escalation by Azerbaijan actually entering Armenian territory. And remember, we are talking about Armenia proper here. We are talking about Armenia, not Nagorno-Karabakh, which is up here. We are talking about Armenia proper, that Azerbaijani troops enter that despite the CSTO is unthinkable without Turkish support. And yesterday there has been a phone call by the Turkish president Recep Tayyip Erdogan towards with the Azerbaijani president Aliyev, where he emphasized the brotherly connection between two Turkish countries, Turkic countries, and the strategic alliance between the two states. So that Azerbaijan is risking a conflict with the CSTO is unthinkable without Turkish support. And while the non-Russian CSTO member states might theoretically be capable of helping Armenia against the Azerbaijanis, the Turkish armed forces are massively superior, even with all those, even in regards to the other states. So that Turkey allows Belarus, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, and Kyrgyzstan to defeat Azerbaijan in Armenia can be absolutely ruled out. Turkey would intervene militarily. So the decisive question will be, what do Erdogan and Putin? What will Erdogan and Putin do? Putin, in my opinion, is no longer militarily capable to help Armenia effectively. His army is suffering severe losses in Ukraine, and while a mobilization might theoretically help, it would take many, many months until it actually showed some measurable effect. So if Putin is not helping Armenia, is not answering Armenia's call for military help, then the CSTO should be history. An alliance that, when asked for in an attack, in a defensive situation, is not sending help, is absolutely worthless. Russia would lose Central Asia because all of Central Asia would be pulled into China's sphere of influence, and some of them might actually actively reorient themselves toward China, as Russia is no longer a help for them. Belarus would be on its own, and Lukashenko would be threatened by prison by his own people. So his decision could be to save his skin by directly becoming a part of Russia and trying to become something like Ramzan Kadyrov is in Chechnya. This is something for a completely different video, maybe somewhere in the future, because then the question would be, how would the Belarusian society and how would the Belarusian military react to such an approach? But this is not the topic about this video. Armenia, on the other hand, in case of faltering CSTO alliance, would be completely helpless against Azerbaijan and Turkey. But if Russia is accepting the Article 4 and is declaring that the alliance is going to help for Armenia, then he's bluffing. In my opinion, he's clearly bluffing because, as I said, his military capabilities are no longer available to help in a significant way. And here the question will be, will Turkey be willing to call the bluff, to stick with the poker language? Militarily, Turkey should be superior to both Armenia and Russia in Armenia, especially as it is really close to Turkish soil and they can basically use their home bases for the resupply for their air force, etc. The lines of communications are short. The big question will be, can, in a case of Russia intervening, can Turkey afford and is he willing to afford entering an active conventional war, which would be something completely different to his former military adventures he has done in the past few years. If he isn't willing, then he will tell Aliyev discreetly to better withdraw. So we will see Azerbaijani troops going back over the border within the next few days. But in the end, this conflict will be decisive when it comes to both Erdogan and Putin, because it will decide whether Russia can call itself a big power, a great power any longer, or whether it'll be pushed out of Central Asia and the Caucasus as a power broker. Aliyev and Erdogan both want a land bridge between the two countries here, at least here in the south, maybe in the center as well, to connect themselves. So in case of a war, the least that can be expected is that the southern part of the country will be occupied. Whether both nations will actually stop there or advance further into Armenia proper will be a different question that I can't really answer for them. And the important thing is, though, in case of this happening, both nations don't really will have to fear too much repercussions. Turkey is too important in geostrategic terms as a nation bordering the Black Sea and the Middle East, as well as controlling the Bosphorus and the Dardanelles, to afford NATO throwing it out or making Turkey leave by themselves. Azerbaijan, on the other hand, is essential for Europe's plans to get away from Russian gas, not just because it has big own resources, big own proven reserves, and a big capacity to produce natural gas to fill the pipelines, but also because it is essential for the plans to gain access to Kazakhstan's vast resources in natural gas and oil through the Caspian Sea, without involving Russia here. So, other than with Russia, in case of an invasion, a proper invasion into Armenia by Azerbaijan and Turkey, one would not expect Azerbaijan to afterwards invade the next country, which will mean that the willingness to tolerate such an invasion will be significantly higher than it has been in regards to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Europe is absolutely dependent on Azerbaijan when it comes to its energy plans and its economy in total overall. So there will not be, I can't imagine any serious repercussions from Europe towards Azerbaijan and Turkey in a war like this. And while the US is more independent of that, they have to consider their European allies. So there might be some sanctions, but probably only against individuals, nothing that really harms Azerbaijan or Turkey in total. So we will see now what happens between the two, which are supposed to meet tomorrow. Erdogan and Turkey are supposed to meet tomorrow in Samarkand during the summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, tomorrow and the day after. We will see what is going on here, but this might be a turning point in Central Asia and the Caucasus in so many ways that it absolutely justifies some breaking news and some setting it into perspective. I hope you enjoyed it, and here I just have to remember this channel is only possible because of viewers like you. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by the means in the description, and thank you so much for the support I received so far, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the bell button so you don't miss any future videos. Recommend the channel to your friends and acquaintances. Don't forget the like button and leave a comment what you think, how far this will go, and whether or not Turkey and Russia are going to stop the war from happening. That's it for now. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back.